Hello everyone and welcome. Today we're going to tackle a topic that's super important for your exams, time. Don't worry, we're going to break it all down into really simple, easy to understand parts. Ready? Let's get started.
All right, so here's our game plan for today. We're going to cover reading analog clocks, then digital clocks with AM and PM. After that, we'll get into converting time units, and finally, calculating elapsed time. By the end of this, you're going to feel so much more confident, I promise. Okay, let's jump right into our first topic.
Okay, first up, reading those classic analog clocks. You know, the ones with the moving hands. Let's make sure you can read one perfectly every single time.
So an analog clock has two main players we need to watch. You've got the short hand, that's your hour hand, and then there's the long hand, which tells you the minutes. Simple enough, right? Short for hour, long for minute, that's the first thing you've got to lock in.
Okay, now for a problem. This is exactly the kind of question that can be a little tricky and often shows up on exams. But trust me, once you see the logic, it's actually really simple. Let's walk through this one together, step by step.
We're going to break this down into 3 super easy steps. First, we'll figure out the hour. Second, the minutes. And third, we just combine them. That's it.
All right, step 1, find the hour. Now look closely at that short hour hand. I know. It looks like it's pointing right at the 11, doesn't it? But here's the key. Has it actually reached the 11 yet? Nope. It has passed the 10, but it's not at 11. So the hour is 10. Always look at the number it has just passed. Okay, on to step 2, the minutes. The long minute hand is pointing right at the 9. Now, for minutes, there's a simple trick. You just take the number it's on and multiply by 5. So 9 times 5, that's 45. Easy. So we have 45 minutes.
And now we just put it all together. The hour was 10, the minutes were 45, so the time is 10:45. See? Not so bad at all. You've totally got this. Great work. Okay, listen up, because this is a super important exam tip. This is a classic trick question. When that long minute hand goes past the number 6, the short hour hand starts getting really close to the next hour. It tries to fool you, but you're smarter than that, right? The rule never changes. You always read the hour that it has already passed. Just like in our example, it passed the 10, but hadn't reached the 11 yet.
Fantastic job on analog clocks. Now, let's switch gears and talk about digital clocks. And more importantly, we're going to finally clear up what those little letters, AM and PM, actually mean. This is all about knowing your morning from your night.
So AM and PM, they sound a bit fancy, right? They're just Latin. AM stands for ante meridiem. All ante means is before. So AM is for everything before midday, from midnight all the way to noon. Then you have PM, post meridiem. Post just means after. So PM covers everything after midday, from noon right up until midnight.
All right, here's another one of those questions that can really trip people up. It's all about the number 12. Midnight and noon can be confusing. But don't worry, let's solve this together and you'll never get confused by it again.
Okay, let's think about this logically. Midnight is the exact moment a new day begins, right? So we call that 12 a.m. That's the start of the morning. So if it's just 5 minutes after midnight, we're still in that before midday period. And that means the time is 12:05 a.m. Perfect.
Here's another big exam tip. You absolutely have to remember these 2 special times. Seriously, if you need to, pause and write this down. 12 a.m. is midnight, that's when a new day starts, and 12 p.m. is noon. That's the middle of the day, probably when you're getting hungry for lunch.
You are doing an awesome job. Let's keep that momentum going. Our next topic is converting time units. Basically, we're going to learn how to switch between things like hours and minutes, which is something you'll use all the time.
To do this, you just need 2 facts you probably already know and 1 golden rule. So the facts. 1 hour has 60 minutes. 1 minute has 60 seconds. Easy. Now for the golden rule. Whenever you want to change a larger unit, like an hour, into a smaller unit, like minutes, you always multiply.
All right, let's put that golden rule into practice. Here's a problem where we have to convert 5 hours and 20 minutes into just minutes. This is a very typical kind of question, so let's do it together.
Okay, step 1. We're going to handle just the hours part first. We have 5 hours. And remember our rule? To go from a big unit, hours, to a smaller one, minutes, we multiply. So 5 hours times 60 gives us 300 minutes. Done!
Now for step 2. Don't forget, the original problem also had an extra 20 minutes.
So we take the 300 minutes we just calculated, and we simply add on that extra 20. 300 plus 20 is 320 minutes. And that's our final answer. You're doing great. Stick with me.
All right, we're on to our final topic, calculating elapsed time. I know, elapsed time sounds a little formal, but all it really means is figuring out how long something took. It's just about finding the time between a start point and an end point. Yep, in simple words, elapsed time is just the duration of an event. So if you're wondering how long a movie is, or how long that cricket match went on, you're talking about elapsed time. Okay, get ready for this one. This is a classic exam question where you have to calculate time that crosses over from 1 hour to the next. Now, watch this carefully because I'm about to show you a fantastic trick called the jump method that makes these problems so much easier.
So here's how the jump to the hour method works. It's so cool. In step 1, we just jump from our start time, 10:45, to the next full hour. What's the next hour? 11 o'clock. How long is that jump? Well, from 10:45 to 11 is 15 minutes. Got it? Now for step 2. We're at 11 a.m. and we need to get to our end time of 11:15 a.m. So we do another jump. From 11 to 11:15 is another 15 minutes. Easy. And for the final step, we just add our 2 jumps together. 15 minutes plus 15 minutes equals 30 minutes. That's our answer.
And just like that, you've done it. You've mastered all the basics of time. That was amazing. So, as a final thought, I want you to think about this. Now that you know exactly how to calculate elapsed time, how can you use this new skill to plan out your study schedule for your next big exam? It's a really powerful tool. You all did a fantastic job today. Thanks so much for watching.